Oprah Winfrey's story begins far from the bright lights of television studios and red carpets. Born on January 29, 1954, in rural Mississippi, she entered a world marked by hardship and limited opportunities. Raised during her early years by her grandmother, Oprah grew up in a small community where resources were scarce and daily life demanded resilience. Despite the challenges, her grandmother introduced her to reading at a very young age, helping her discover the power of words and imagination. Books became a source of comfort, education, and possibility. Even as a child, Oprah showed remarkable intelligence and an ability to communicate with confidence beyond her years. Those early lessons would eventually become the foundation for one of the most influential careers in modern media history, finding strength through education. As Oprah grew older, her life involved significant transitions and challenges. Moving between different households and adapting to new environments was not easy, but education became a constant source of stability. Teachers quickly recognized her talent for reading, public speaking, and storytelling. She excelled in school and discovered that her voice could capture attention in a way that made people listen. While many young people struggled to find direction, Oprah found confidence through academics and speech competitions. These opportunities allowed her to see a future beyond her circumstances and gave her the belief that her life could become something greater than anyone expected. Discovering the power of her voice. One of the most important turning points in Oprah's life came during her teenage years when she began participating in public speaking contests. Her natural ability to connect with audiences stood out immediately. Winning local competitions opened new doors and eventually led to opportunities in radio broadcasting. For the first time, she experienced what it felt like to have people listen to her ideas and perspectives. The microphone became more than a tool. It became a symbol of empowerment. Through broadcasting, Oprah discovered a purpose that combined her love of communication with her desire to make meaningful connections with others. It was the beginning of a lifelong mission that would define her career. Breaking barriers in television. At an age when most people were still figuring out their future, Oprah was already making history. She became one of the youngest television news anchors in Nashville and one of the first Black women to hold such a position in the region. While the achievement was groundbreaking, the journey was not always smooth. Television news at the time often emphasized strict professionalism and emotional distance. Oprah's natural empathy and warmth did not always fit traditional expectations. Yet those qualities, which some viewed as weaknesses, would later become her greatest strengths. Instead of hiding her personality, she gradually learned that authenticity was what truly connected her with audiences. A career-changing opportunity. The next major chapter began when Oprah moved into daytime television. What initially appeared to be a setback turned into the opportunity that transformed her life. Hosting a talk program allowed her to move away from scripted news reporting and engage directly with people. She listened carefully, asked thoughtful questions, and created conversations that felt genuine. Audiences responded immediately. Unlike many television personalities of the era, Oprah was not afraid to show compassion, curiosity, and vulnerability. Viewers felt as though they were talking to a trusted friend rather than watching a distant celebrity. Her ability to create authentic connections quickly set her apart. The rise of a national icon. In 1984, Oprah arrived in Chicago to host a struggling morning talk show. Few expected the program to become successful, but within months, ratings soared. Her popularity grew rapidly, and the show eventually evolved into The Oprah Winfrey Show. When it launched nationally in 1986, it became one of the most successful programs in television history. Over the next 25 years, Oprah transformed daytime television. She interviewed world leaders, entertainers, authors, and everyday people with remarkable skill and sincerity. Her influence extended far beyond entertainment. When she recommended a book, sales skyrocketed. When she highlighted an issue, national conversations followed. She became a trusted voice for millions. Building an empire. Oprah's success was not limited to television. Understanding the importance of ownership, she founded Harpo Productions and took control of her creative future. This decision distinguished her from many other television personalities and allowed her to build a business empire. Through production projects, publishing ventures, and media partnerships, she expanded her influence far beyond the talk show format. Her magazine became one of the most successful publications in the country, while her production company developed films and television programs that reflected her values and interests. By the early 2000s, Oprah had become one of the most powerful and successful figures in global media. The challenges behind the spotlight. Despite extraordinary achievements, Oprah's life was not free from personal struggles. Like many people, she faced periods of self-doubt, pressure, and intense public scrutiny. Her health and wellness journey became a frequent topic of public discussion, often attracting unwanted attention from critics and tabloids. Throughout the years, she spoke openly about the emotional relationship many people have with food, stress, and self-image. By sharing her experiences honestly, Oprah helped countless individuals feel less alone in their own struggles. Her willingness to discuss difficult topics demonstrated that success does not eliminate personal challenges, and that vulnerability can be a source of strength. A unique personal life. For decades, Oprah's relationship with Stedman Graham attracted public interest. Their partnership defied many traditional expectations, yet it endured through changing circumstances and extraordinary levels of public attention. Rather than following a conventional path, they created a relationship that worked for them. Oprah often explained that personal fulfillment looks different for different people, and that happiness cannot be measured by society's expectations. Her openness about these choices encouraged others to think more deeply about defining success and fulfillment on their own terms, rather than according to external standards. Giving back and creating opportunities. One of Oprah's most significant accomplishments has been her commitment to philanthropy and education. Throughout her career, she invested heavily in programs designed to create opportunities for young people. Her Leadership Academy in South Africa became one of her most meaningful projects, reflecting her belief that education can transform lives. She has funded scholarships, supported schools, contributed to disaster relief efforts, and donated hundreds of millions of dollars to charitable causes. For Oprah, success was never only about personal achievement. It was also about creating pathways for others to succeed and reach their potential. Learning through setbacks. Even someone as successful as Oprah experienced professional setbacks. The launch of the Oprah Winfrey Network represented one of the most ambitious projects of her career. While expectations were high, the network initially struggled to find its footing. Ratings challenges and business pressures tested her confidence and leadership. Yet instead of walking away, Oprah remained committed to improving the network and adapting to changing circumstances. Over time, the network stabilized and developed a successful identity. The experience reminded both Oprah and the public that setbacks are a natural part of growth, and that perseverance often matters more than immediate success. The legacy of influence. Few individuals have shaped modern media as profoundly as Oprah Winfrey. Over the decades, she created a platform where important conversations could take place, and where people from all walks of life felt seen and heard. Her influence reached beyond television into literature, education, business, and philanthropy. She demonstrated that leadership can be rooted in empathy, and that authenticity can become a powerful force for change. Millions of people found inspiration in her journey from humble beginnings to extraordinary success. What Oprah's story teaches us. The most powerful lesson from Oprah Winfrey's life is not about wealth, fame, or recognition. It is about resilience. Her story reminds us that our beginnings do not determine our future, and that challenges can become sources of strength rather than barriers to success. Through determination, hard work, and a commitment to personal growth, she transformed obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. Her journey continues to inspire people around the world because it reflects a universal truth. Success is not the absence of difficulty, but but the courage to keep moving forward despite it. A lasting inspiration. Today, Oprah Winfrey stands as one of the most influential women of her generation. Her achievements in media, business, and philanthropy have secured her place in history, but her greatest impact may be the hope she has given others. From a small town in Mississippi to becoming a global icon, her life demonstrates the extraordinary possibilities that can emerge from perseverance, vision, and belief in oneself. Long after the headlines fade and the cameras stop rolling, her legacy will continue to inspire future generations to dream bigger, work harder, and believe that transformation is always possible.